It's me, Mario! Hello!
The skyboxes of Super Mario 64 are strange, to put it lightly. Many things have already been said about this game, which manages to feel so unsettling to play through at times due to how empty and lonely it is. One of the biggest factors contributing to this chilling feeling lies within the skyboxes themselves. Part of the charm of Super Mario 64 is brought on by these mysterious and often uncanny assets, so today I wanted to take a moment to really examine a few of these skyboxes and see why they produce such an off-putting feeling. The first of these I want to look at is the skybox for Bob-omb Battlefield, slash Whomp's Fortress, slash Tall Tall Mountain, and a couple others which share this same backdrop. Now this one may look super basic, but to me that's precisely why it feels so strange. The limits of the Nintendo 64 really made it to where lots of assets, models, and designs looked a bit uncanny to say the least, but there's something about this blurry sky of clouds that just doesn't feel right. It doesn't help that this level along with the rest are just floating in a giant box in the middle of nowhere. It also just feels really weird to blast out of a cannon into the endless blue pixelated sky. But we're only getting started, as the next one I want to take a look at is located within Lethal Lava Land. This one is just hard to comprehend. Once again, we're just floating here on this piece of land in some sort of awful nightmarish world. It's hard to tell what I'm looking at, but I think these are supposed to be waves of smoke, and it looks like there could even be possibly a face hidden within these smoky clouds, but I don't know, maybe I'm just delusional. This is also a rare case of a skybox only being used once within a level, and in this case, it's only seen right here in Lethal Lava Land. But let's move on to the next. Shifting Sandland. This one sparks curiosity into me, honestly. This pyramid looming way out in the distance is so ominous, and the endless desert really makes it feel like Mario is completely trapped and isolated from the rest of the world. The music also excels at producing a feeling of miserable heat. It's actually pretty fascinating how they were able to capture such a unique atmosphere for this stage, as it feels totally unlike anything from the rest of the series in terms of desert-themed levels. The enemies are also super weird here, with these cold, dead eyes staring directly into your soul. This is an interesting level overall, but still nowhere near as intriguing as the next area we're going to. Big Boo's Haunt has by far the creepiest skybox out of them all, and the best part is, it doesn't even make any sense. When you enter this level, Mario supposedly shrinks down, so many people have speculated that the trees are supposed to represent the blade of grass located outside of the cage you jump into. And that's all fine and dandy, but it doesn't explain why the moon is out. It's always daytime when you travel to Big Boo's Haunt, so this just adds to the mystery even further. I honestly love it though, as it's just another area in which Mario 64 separates itself from the rest of the series. It's such an interesting game to play through. Now of course, I gotta talk about Wet Dry World, as you can't really make a Mario 64 video without mentioning this surreal location. For starters, it appears as though we're submerged underwater, which can make playing through the level feel claustrophobic at times, especially considering that, once again, we're just floating in this giant box in the middle of nowhere. But the strangest part about all this is obviously the rest of the skybox, which is a portrait of a real-life city. I have no idea what prompted Nintendo to use this photo of all things, but I'm glad they did because it adds such a horrifying element to the game if you really think about it. Like, this entire town is fully sunken underwater, meaning the entire population either evacuated or doesn't exist anymore, if you know what I mean. Yeah, it's pretty dark when you think about it, but that's all for this one. So this is the first Bowser stage in the game, and I don't even know what's going on here. These things kind of look like they could resemble a few different things like fangs, spikes, or pillars, but it's almost impossible to tell. This certainly doesn't feel like a Mario location, that's for sure, but it's actually pretty mesmerizing and cool to look at for what it's worth. There really isn't too much to say about this one, so it's on to the final skybox for today's video, taking place in the final stage of the game. This one is just indescribable. It's actually pretty cool and looks good for its level of quality, and I really love the atmosphere it brings to the level, as it really does fit in with being the last level in the game. It just has that look to it. But this skybox feels a lot different from the rest of the game, and pair that with the fantastic music, and this is definitely a standout in the series for final levels, at least as far as the atmosphere goes. But in the end, those are the skyboxes I felt brought the most mystery to Super Mario 64. I love all these as they just give off such a strange feeling compared to the rest of the franchise. They had the luxury of being on the Nintendo 64, so that naturally meant we would be blessed, or cursed, with some of the most uncanny assets to any Mario game ever. But I do hope you enjoyed today's video, and let me know what you want to see next time. See ya!